So I just want to address like when it starts to be a problem is when you're under pressure to be either heliocentric or geocentric and at the same time not allowed to. And so you're like under pressure to come up with an account for something without the perspective you need to make that decision. And you're already supposed to know, otherwise you're fucking retarded. At the same time, under pressure to be one or the other, and it has to do with the pristine vision of the future that is presented by celestial heavenly bodies, whether or not they're infinitely divisible or infinitely indivisible. And people can go to war for this. This is enough to get you to fight over worthless dirt in fucking middle of nowhere before they discovered oil. Before they discovered the oil, they were fighting over some fucking dust and fucking in the middle of nowhere with nothing. And it was all symbolic. It was all like deep cosmic significance that relates to charging up a battery. Like how you charge it's a fucking electromagnet, god damn it. Swear to God, man. These motherfucking clerics and preachers and shit. Making everything more complicated than it motherfucking goddamn has to be. Don't be that guy. Dog tits, that's motherfucker. You got dog tits? Because whoever it is that knows about that is gotta be the reason why you're not allowed to check. And they're the ones that are in charge of Eisenhower and told his ass to stop talking about some motherfucking resources before he thought it wasn't cool, before he thought it was cool to gas us up on it, because we were going to be excited, like, well, really? Oh, and this is good news, because this is going to stabilize markets, and this is going to allow people for a higher quality. Everything that globalism would work if it was, you know what I'm saying? Because if globalism would work, it's just that who gets to be a globalist, and they're telling you exactly the same fucking thing. It's about thinking about sustainability and a higher standard of living for taking into consideration the future of the globe and the quality of the living for the fucking people, you know what I'm saying? But you need us to believe in flat earth and at the same time act like that is wingnut French loon conspiracy when you're promoting it with your fucking map that nobody had before. And so we need a flat earth occult literary reference to everybody who inspired by geocentric or heliocentric worldview and their contribution to literature, art, poetry, everything. Are you like that? I'm still not gonna make an account or decide. To tell you to fucking decide is the motherfucking one that has the goddamn knowledge that pertain to the carnality that need to retain an air of motherfucking aloof to hold out over your goddamn fucking head. Why crying about who gets a fucking platform? Afraid of end-over-end encryption, and it's fucking in your email. Emails is end-over-end encryption. Besides that, I can't tell you, it doesn't really correlate or correspond to which power brokers look like they are making gains and getting ahead if their platforms get publishing rights to your intellectual property, right? Because it's counterintuitive. It'll paint another picture or something like that. Well, they even seem like they're going away, but they're still there. You know, to make it seem like they lost, took a loss, then they will scuttlebutt their own platform. They're scuttlebutting their own platforms. Make it seem like you're the one that's weird because Rupert Murdoch's girlfriend went to call Tucker Carlson a prophet or something like that. And he was like, the prophet? Like, that's the same type of holy roller type of control mechanism that I saw in you, that I like to want to fucking control and manipulate you, bitch. Nobody gets to do that but God. And Tucker Carlson's not God. He's fired. So Trump should sue him for copyright infringement over the fucking words "you're fired" right now. Because this is really about a bitch. It's not really about who's really a boss and who's really a leader. Like, something is wrong with you if you're supposed to look for conditions that lead to well-balanced, strong, principled, motivated, forward-thinking, forward on a yard yardie. To show these Rosclot, Bomba Clot, that will have you know. You know what I'm saying? They would like to say, I will have you know. Because they're, one thing that they can contribute is a surety. I can assure you this, I can assure you that. But you can't contribute your neuroplasticity to evolution, and you're missing the opportunity to witness evolution because it's not the way that you think about evolution. The way you think about evolution is actually entropy, and those adaptations are mutations that have worked, that worked, and specification from isolating small swaths of the population of a species. And that speaks more to the resilience of DNA and the hardiness, and it also speaks to entropy as being in contention, a really powerful deity in the West Nile Valley pantheon of the priesthood of Ra. Not that you should take literally to mean that I actually believe that Tiamat sent mares of Diomedes to trample Mount Olympus to kill Hercules, and broke Earth into to Mars and the Moon and Earth, and they and now the Tiamat is a rock belt and all this shit. Like, cause I explain this shit and people think that I'm trying to say that polytheism is the way to go. But I'm trying to say, like, if you can just try to relate to what people put down in the past, what they were trying to talk to, and get the meaning from what they were trying to say, and not attribute to them polytheism, pagan, heliocentric, all this shit. Because that's the body politic can only go so far. You have to account for the existence of the body politic, because it only goes so far. Like, it has limited power, limited capability. Because the definition of hegemonic power is a suspendable. It's like because land can be recaptured and captured and taken back and liberated, and then every time they take it back, it's liberated.